What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is St. Patrick's Day 2025, and to celebrate the occasion, I am reviewing a beer from the Carlow Brewing Company, and they are out of Carlow, Ireland, and this is their O'Hara's Irish Stout Nitro. So this is an Irish Dry Stout in a Nitro can. It comes in at 4.3% alcohol by volume, 36 IBUs at the time of review. I don't know exactly how old this can is, but it does have a best by date of September 28th of 2025, and we're over 6 months away from that date. So according to the brewery, we should be more than good to go. So if you're out there celebrating St. Patrick's Day today, hopefully you're doing so very safely and having a great time. And I hope that you're drinking some Irish beer. Now, when it comes to these Irish dry stouts, whether regular or nitro cans, you got Guinness and Murphy's. You have this beer. You have Sullivan's, what is the Black Marble Stout. You have Beamish. And I have reviewed Guinness and Murphy's, so I thought I would pick this one up and review it. I've had it a couple times, but it's been many years since I had it. And yeah, I picked up the nitro version just because that's what I saw and that's what I grabbed. So we're going to crack this one open. It does have the widget. It's going to do the whole cascading and whatnot. I do have the hashtag, not really proper glassware. It is a Guinness glass, but it is kind of the glassware that you would want for a beer like this, just not branded, I guess. So there you go with the widget. Oh, and here it comes, and we're going to give it a nice pour here. Ready? So you do like the, what is it, like the 45 degree, and then at the end you can kind of pour the rest of it in. Beauty. And we're going to let this cascade on camera. You know, most of these say, you know, wait like a minute or two, right? Throw that over there. Let's see if you can see the beautiful cascading effect. Look at that. That is absolutely fantastic. And, you know, this is the first time I'm doing a nitro beer after having my new camera. And man, can you see that on camera? Beautiful. So we'll just sit here and talk about this one. So yeah, it's been a while since I've had this one. I've reviewed Guinness and Murphy's. I did a comparison between the two. So I thought, you know, this was next in line, and then we'll see if I can get the Sullivan's Black Marble Stout and Beamish. I don't know if we get it here in the U.S. I could have swore I had it once before, but I don't know. I'm old and I don't remember things as well as I used to. So as you can see, this is on camera going to look more pitch black towards the bottom. It's more of like a ruby red, like brownish color. The head looks absolutely fantastic because the nitro, it has that beautiful creamy kind of tan colored head. It looks like, honestly, looks like you made like an espresso or something, or some kind of crazy coffee drink that looks super creamy. It's about 2 fingers perfect. It just looks fantastic as I like tip it sideways, and you guys can't see it as well. But yeah, that's a fantastic looking beer, if I do say so myself. So let's get a nose. Ooh, what? All right, so the reason why I said what is usually when you have a Murphy's or a Guinness, for me, there's certain things that I get: roasted malt, coffee, and chocolate. The chocolate to me is usually like a drying kind of like bittering, like baker's chocolate or like a cocoa powder. It's usually like a light to medium roasted coffee. Maybe get a little hints of dark fruit and whatnot. Usually very dry and earthy. This in the nose smells like sweet milk chocolate. Yeah, that's wild. And there's like, well, a little bit of caramel and toffee too in Guinness and Murphy's, but it's just like, this is like, I know this is gonna sound wild. It almost has like, if you've ever had like a Score bar or a Heath bar, you know, they're basically toffee covered in chocolate. Picture a version of that, but not super sweet in the nose. It just has chocolate, toffee, caramel, but it's not like it doesn't smell like it's going to be sickly sweet. Yeah, some roasted malt. It's more like, there's a little bit of like a cherry kind of scent to it, more so than roasted. Yeah, a little bit of like super roasted malt. Yeah, definitely super roasted malt. Sweeter milk chocolate, toffee caramel, really no dark fruit, touch of earthiness, touch of coffee. It's making my mouth water. This smells awesome. It really does. All right, let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Sláinte. Yeah, it's nice. I don't remember this one being as good as it is right now. So obviously the body is, you know, people see beers like this and Guinness, they're always like, oh, that's super thick and man, that's too heavy for me. And it's really not. Like those beers and a beer like this, the body's actually like medium, maybe a touch under medium, maybe even higher side of light, depending upon how you look at it. The bodies of these beers are not big. What gives us the sensation of being thick and heavy is A, it's a dark beer, and B, the nitro produces such a smooth, creamy sensation on the palate that you kind of just think you're drinking like a milkshake or something, right? Or a smoothie, but you're not. It's definitely, I'd say this is like lower side of medium, approaching medium body, and the mouthfeel, smooth, creamy. It's nitro to a T. Like, that's exactly what it is. So body mouthfeel appropriate for what you want or what you expect. You got to keep in mind, this is only 4.3%. When people look at this and they're like, oh, it's thick and heavy. No, it's 4.3%. You want a super thick, viscous beer, go get like 10% Imperial Stout. You'll see the difference between the two in terms of the body. The taste isn't like overly punchy, but it's not supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to session this 4.3%, but it did carry over from the nose. A very roasted, like super roasty. There's a depth of, the quality of the roast and the depth of the roast is very big. So it's almost borderline into cherry, almost smoky, for me anyway. And then after that, I do get that sweeter milk chocolate, a little bit of caramel, touch of toffee. There is like a lightly roasted coffee. Really no dark fruit with this one. But everything I'm saying is like the first 2/3 of the palate, and then I finishes dry, firmly dry, with a nice earthiness. There's a very mild to moderate bitterness. These are not like super bitter. They're more dry than bitter, but there is a nice bitterness. So mild to moderately bitter for sure. It's pretty sweet up front, balanced out beautifully. Is this like my favorite? Is this better than Guinness or Murphy's? For me, probably not, but it is after having them. And these are all similar size. You know, they're Irish Dry Stouts. They all have their own unique kind of vibe to them. This one is a little bit more of that, again, like Heath score bar, or like a more of a toffee and chocolate thing, and that deeply roasted malt as well. You know, I've been talking about doing blind beer style tournaments and blind beer battles, and I need to at some point. And I have to do this versus Guinness versus Murphy's, and then maybe one of the other ones like Sullivan's or Beamish, and see what I prefer, because off of my memory of doing Murphy's and Guinness, I've always said Murphy's a little bit better than Guinness. They're very close though for me. So like on one day I might like one more so than the other. I don't know where this would kind of rank, but this is pretty good too. Like this is pretty good. As you can see, the lacing from the nitro, show you on the other side where I've been sipping. I mean, obviously that's coming off beautifully. But yeah, I mean, this is I would say this is a good Irish dry stout. They do have a non-nitro'd version, which I think I've had that one before, and I've had this also. I think I had both. I'm not positive though. I don't know. Again, I'm old, so I know that I'm reviewing this one right now. And based off memory, I like this almost as much as Guinness and Murphy's, I think, but I could also be wrong. I don't know. I'm not going to go super high. I'm going to give two ratings. For an Irish Dry Stout in a nitro can, this is like a high 4 out of 5. It's like a 4.1, maybe even a low 4 too, like 4.15. I'm going to go a little bit lower because this is not my favorite style. And I try to be fair to let you guys know, like, I think this is really good for the style. I do think Guinness and Murphy's probably a little bit better, but I don't know. Again, I would have to go and look back at my Murphy's and Guinness to see where I rated them, but whatever. When I reviewed them, it was at least a year ago. Maybe it was 2 years ago. So, you know, my palate changes and whatnot. All I know is what I'm drinking right here is pretty nice. I'm going to give O'Hara's Irish Stout Nitro. I'm going to give this a very, very solid low 4 out of 5. I'm going to go 3.9. I think this is damn good. And I am going to have no trouble whatsoever putting away the rest of this as I turn off the camera. Okay, so price point. Definitely more pricey than Guinness and Murphy's here in the Buffalo, New York area. I think a can of that was like $3 something. And I believe, I want to say 4 packs of it were, was it like $13, $14? It was either $12.99 or $13.99. Bit pricey. Now, the place I bought it at, maybe it was a little bit more expensive. I don't know, but if it is a little bit, I mean, we're talking, you know, a good $3-4 more than what I usually pay for Guinness and Murphy's. That's crazy, because sometimes Murphy's, you see it for like $7-8, Guinness, you know, $8-9. So to pay like an extra $3-4, I wouldn't do that for this. I would definitely buy Guinness and Murphy's if I'm trying to save some money, because this is, I don't think, better than either of them. And even if it's a bit better, it's not better by that much money. However, again, don't hold me to the price point, only because I don't know exactly if that's the going rate everywhere. It's just where I picked it up. So, and the place I picked up is not really known for, like, you know, being a little bit more pricey. So I don't know. Anyway, availability, it's O'Hara's, and they have, you know, the Irish Red and a couple other offerings. But usually you just see this and the Irish Red, and maybe like one other from them, but for the most part, you can find them if you really need to grab them here in the U.S. Not going to say they're definitely available in your area, but if you're in the Western New York area, I can say that they're definitely available and probably all around the world as well. I'm not really sure with Carlow, so I guess if you've had this one before and you're in a weird area, or let's say you're in a state that might not get great distribution of beer, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it and also where you found it and where you're located, so we have a little bit better distro information. But anyway, yeah, hopefully, like I said, everyone's having a very safe St. Patty's Day and you're enjoying yourself. Maybe eating some corned beef and cabbage and just having a great day, but doing so responsibly and not drinking too many of these. Or maybe drink, I don't know. You can do what you want. I'm just saying, try to be safe. Anyway, I'm going to shut this one down. Happy St. Patty's Day. Hope everybody has a fantastic day. And yeah, O'Hara's Irish Stout Nitro. I am shocked that, because I'll be honest with you, I looked on Tap the Beer Advocate, and it gets lower ratings than Murphy's and Guinness. But at the same time, it was like substantially lower than them. I'm thinking to myself, like, is it real? Like, I don't remember it being like substantially lower, and to me, it's not. It's in that same realm. I may have even rated this a little bit higher than both of those when I rated them. I didn't go look back because I'm not a good beer tuber, but I'm curious to see what I did rate them. So I'm gonna have to go look at that review after this, or the two reviews, and just see where I placed them. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna shut this one down. Happy St. Patty's Day. To the next one. Sláinte. Cheers. I'm not going to take it back, but I'm going to say 4.3%. You can't tell. I didn't mention it because with these, you really don't taste the alcohol almost ever. And again, very well balanced and whatnot. So yeah, 4.3%, sure. Sláinte again. Cheers.